that better?
Now, Chris, let me hear you talk with that mic now.
I'm going to talk with this mic now. I'm going to move my hands because apparently that's something you do when you're testing a mic.
Yes.
Express yourself.
Podcast. We're amazing at this.
Banter.
We should just do podcasts.
So I've been harping on, and I think this works for us, right, is that having a long-term relationship really pays off, right? So, whether you're a buyer, a customer, or you're one of our, distribution partners, the longer you keep that intact, the better off for everybody. For us,
Yep.
For our intermediaries, our distribution, as well as the customer, because when they're in a tough spot, they got a lot of, it builds up a lot of equity, if you've been having a relationship for 5+ years, right?
It's one of the first things I ask is who's the broker, who's the customer, obviously, and then how long have we written?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, insurance is a piece of paper and a promise, I always say, and it's a commodity, really, until somebody has a claim. So it's more than just price. It's what you can do to that or for that broker, for their customer in the time of need. And that's really where you can show your worth and your value, because many times somebody hasn't had a claim. And we do it every day.
Right.
So if we can walk them through it and show that their business means a lot to us and we can be there when they need us most and get a good result for them, or at least show them that we fought the good fight. And I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, I think it goes back to that always do right? That's the Mark Twain quote that we'll find in all of the annual reports. But I think having that long-term relationship makes it easier to do that. It makes it and people have more comfort and trust, right? You say it, I say it too, right? Insurance is a promise until it's not. Are you there or not there?
Yep.
When we need you most. And to your point earlier, Tim, this is some complex, difficult stuff that we write, and when they need us, it can be a make or break. You've had experiences. I know we've heard from clients, or I haven't slept for months because I didn't know how this was going to go. I thought I was going to lose my business,
exactly.
Right? Their entire livelihood, and that's not just their livelihood. That's their kids are depending on them. Their families are depending on them. Their employees are depending on them, and that we can be there it's why we do what we do, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or even to that point, just the number of accounts that we get as new business because the insured had a loss and their carrier non-renews because they had a big loss.
Yeah.
You're like,
Drives me crazy.
that was kind of the point of them
Right.
buying insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
And to not really partner with somebody on the insurance side to come in and say, okay, now you had your big loss, and how are we going to partner together to make sure that doesn't happen again over the next 5 years is unfortunate. That people are in and out of this space in environmental insurance a lot more frequently because of those big pops.
Yeah, we talk about it. Chris talks about it even
talk
this morning on the call, though. But I think the investments we've made in loss control and risk engineering, where we've added staff and kind of created a distributed team that is mirroring our underwriting team, allows us to get out there and partner closely with these folks. To your point, like, okay, we're seeing a trend. We're seeing some things happening in your account, but we want to partner with you. We want to help with you. We'd like to physically come and see you and maybe make some suggestions and look at your policies and the training that you're giving to your staff so that you can avoid losses. It's good for you. It's good for us. So that's a partnership. Just saying, sorry, non-renewed is, that's not a partnership.
Look, we have, like Chris said, we have those struggles even internally, right? Because it's a gut reaction. Oh, I didn't think I'd have a big loss on this account. Well, that's what they buy insurance for. We can take care of that. And yet, if somebody's defrauding us, we're going to go after them with everything we got, right? So, it's the difference between having, hey, it's a good risk, they just had a bad accident, versus, okay, not such a good risk, and it's never going to be a good risk, right?
Yeah.
So,
But you hear all the time of carriers that are non-renewing somebody because they're in the state of so-and-so. It's like, well, I'm sorry, that was known last year.
They've always been in that state.
They've always been in that state. They didn't move to
Yes.
that state.
Right.
But appetites change all the time.
or we don't want to, all of a sudden we don't want to write your workers' comp
Yeah.
anymore, even though we didn't write.
Yeah,
so.
we found we don't make money in X class of business. It's like, well, how's that my fault?
And that's the other thing too, being on the service side as opposed to the underwriting side, but yet always trying to be in tune with that. With other carriers I've been to, it always seems like it was which way the wind is blowing, but ever since I've been here, there's been one goal, one action plan, and it's just not, putting your finger up there. I think we really hold steady on our strategy.
Hey, I think that's the way they set it up with our units all kind of integrated. That's what they're looking for, right? Is
that's-
for people to act like owners, and you're allowed to deliver that service where you might, at a big company, you might spend all the time going to meetings.
I was
right?
going to say, we've all worked at places where you were told a new initiative every couple of weeks.
Yes.
And that's what you worried about. Not what's best for your business, but
Right.
what's best for your manager's
Exactly.
business.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.